Hannah Hidalgo is spectacular. I'm ashamed to say I've never covered this player on this channel before. It's mainly because I'm not really into women's college basketball, and I've been looking for things to watch basketball-wise, and people were telling me, man, check out Hannah Hidalgo. And one person in my comment section told me to check out the game between Notre Dame and USC. So I watched the game, and I broke down some of the film, and I was like, man, Hannah Hidalgo deserves an entire video. But first, we got to give her a little bit of backstory on this channel, because you might not know who she is. I definitely don't know who she is, so I want you guys to give me more backstory as we go through this. But apparently she's a 5'6" sophomore. She plays for Notre Dame. She comes from New Jersey, and currently this season, if we go to her stats, she's averaging 25.6 points per game, 6.6 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 4.1 steals per game, guys. She shoots at 50% from the field and 44% from three. That is literally spectacular. Those stats are amazing. I'm just saying, especially for playing for Notre Dame, you know, you're going to be playing a lot of competition when you're playing for Notre Dame, even though they're blowing out every single team. So I'm actually kind of questioning if they're even playing any competition. But the bright lights are always on Notre Dame. It's a big school. So she's doing that in Notre Dame, playing with Olivia Miles in the backcourt. Just spectacular. To win this game, Hannah Hidalgo had 24 points, 8 assists, and 5 steals, which is a crazy stat line. But look how she starts off the game, getting it up the court, and then she ends up cutting backdoor for that easy finish. And man, what I love to see is a short player making use of their quickness, their agility. She is very, very fast. That's one thing you're going to see in this video. She just plays at a very quick speed. I actually think that she's a lot like Kelsey Mitchell in some aspects, because when she's bringing it up the court, she'll just kind of stop on a dime and shoot a mid-range shot, or, you know, she'll do the cutting back door, or she'll run around, you know, but she's a very, you know, trigger happy player. She likes shooting the basketball, and she knows how to score, which is great. She shoots at 50% from the field, right? So that's a good thing. 44% from three. I'm glad that she likes to shoot the ball. That's her play style. She reminds me of Kelsey Mitchell, because they both like shooting, and they're both very quick players. And you know what? We had a whole thing on this channel about Kelsey Mitchell cutting backdoor. Kelsey Mitchell finally started cutting backdoor, and look at Hannah Hidalgo cutting backdoor too. You'll love to see it, man. Now check this out. This is exactly a Kelsey Mitchell kind of play. Hannah Hidalgo brings it up the court. She stops on a mean dime, mean crossover, easy mid-range jump shot. She sinks it. And look, there's 25 seconds left on the shot clock. This is a Kelsey Mitchell kind of play, because Kelsey Mitchell will bring the ball up the court before Caitlin or Aaliyah Boston or Timmy Fag-Binley will get to their spots. Look, Kelsey Mitchell already got the shot up in the air. I love to see the confidence, because confidence will take you really, really far. Look, you could say Hannah Hidalgo might not be the most skilled player when it comes to, you know, shooting, even though, you know, her stats are ridiculous and she does have skill, but you can say like she might not be as skilled as a Kelsey Mitchell, but she has that confidence which will take her very far. She's only a sophomore. She's got more time to improve. I love to see it from Hannah Hidalgo. She's reminding me of Kelsey Mitchell in many aspects. She's also really short, so she has to use her quickness to her advantage, and those impetuous movements are going to give her an advantage, because you're not going to be able to predict what she's going to do. Now, the biggest thing that impresses me with Hannah Hidalgo is her defensive intensity. A whole lot of players who like scoring the basketball don't really care on the other end of the court. No, Hannah Hidalgo gives more effort on the defensive end than it seems like she does on the offensive end. Look at this play. She's chasing down the ball handler, and look how she notices what the ball handler is going to do with the basketball. She notices the pass incoming before it happens, and so then she switches off and goes to guard that wing, and then she forces a travel. That is amazing defense from Hannah Hidalgo. It's just the intensity, being a dog. It reminds me a lot of Patrick Beverly. She's just a dog, a pest out there, and look, it's going to prove itself more as we go on this video. Now, this next play is especially impressive. Notice how Hannah Hidalgo doesn't have the ball in her hands. She's playing off ball, and she catches it in the corner from Olivia Miles, and what a fadeaway three-point shot. She's off balance. That's highly contested, and she drills that. I didn't know she had that in her bag, but look, she can do a whole lot of things. You can see her in the paint. You can see her in the mid-range. You see her on the defensive end. She's a dog, and then she can shoot the three-point shot and play off ball. Look, she's short, so she's got to make use of her speed, quickness, and impetuousness. If she can shoot shots like that right off the catch, don't have to do much, just get it and shoot it, that's going to give her an advantage over many other players who aren't as tall. So look, she's got a bright future if she can keep hitting shots like that. Now look at this next play from Hannah Hidalgo. She runs a pick and roll with her big man, and notice how the defense goes with Hannah. That leaves the big man open, but Hannah's not passing it. She's going to call her own number, and she's going to do a whole loop-de-loop and then stop on a dime and shoot this mid-range jump shot. She drills it. This is what I love to see from Hannah Hidalgo. Now look at this next play. The USC big has it down on the low post, and notice Hannah Hidalgo running in to get that steal. That is a defensive intensity that makes her so likable. She's playing with so much effort on that end. And look, she doesn't end up getting the steal here, but her teammate ends up getting the block. So that play where she picks the ball from the big man's hand leads to a stop. Now look at this next play. Off a rebound, Juju Watkins is ready to push the ball up the court, but before she can even get past half court, Hannah Hidalgo is already picking her pockets, man. She has an ability to get steals like no one else. A lot of these don't even result in turnovers, so it's not going in the box score, man, but the ability to pickpocket everybody is crazy. Hannah Hidalgo has that offensive and defensive ability, which once again is putting her potential a lot higher than most players. Look, she has the right mindset. She can play on offense, even though I'm not really showing that many offensive clips in this game. She's great on defense. She's great in the mid-range, in the paint. What can Hannah not do, man? Now look at this next play. Hannah Hidalgo comes off the screen right here, and notice how she gets the defense on her back. She's playing with her foot. What a step back jump shot from Hannah Hidalgo. You love to see it. Once again, she loves the mid-range shot, and she has the defensive ability plus the offensive ability. This is going to create a great player. She's a sophomore. I think she's the best player in women's college basketball right now, just based on the fact that I have seen Juju play. I've broke down Juju Watkins' film before. I think Hannah Hidalgo has more just because she has the defense and the offense. Now look at this next play. The USC big man has it down on that low post, and Hannah just comes out of nowhere and pickpockets her. And what do you see her do with it? She brings it all the way up the court, stops on a dime, big time mid-range jump shot from Hannah Hidalgo. Look, that defense is turned into offense. That motor, that drive, that effort mixed with the skill to be able to shoot the basketball at such a high clip, shooting at 50% from the field, 40% from three. Look, Hannah Hidalgo has skill. She has ability. She has talent. Now look at this next play. Before USC can even inbound the ball, Hannah Hidalgo is already running in, and look at her grabbing the steal again, man. This is basically just a compilation of her defensive stops, but that is her game. She's a defensive specialist. She can score on the offensive end of the basketball. She's coming off a 33-point game, but she's also able to play defense at a very high level. And what you'll notice about this play is that most players won't even make a play like this because they don't care enough. Like, you're up 10 points, you got a cushiony league. Even when players are told to play full court defense, if it's a full court press, they're not going to go for this steal. They're not going to put effort into trying to get the ball here. But look, Hannah Hidalgo is, which puts her above every other player, man. Look, if you want to say she's not as skilled as Juju Watkins or she's not as skilled as other players in the league, that's fine. But you cannot say she doesn't play with effort and intensity, because Hannah Hidalgo does, and she's proving it. Now look at this next play. It's the last one I'll show because it's the best play of the entire game, in my opinion, from Hannah Hidalgo. And look, it's on the defensive side of the basketball. Who would have guessed? And what defense, man. What on-ball defense. Where is that offensive player going? Nowhere. Hannah Hidalgo is on all of that. And look, she ends up closing out even at the end on the popper, and that's just an amazing play. It leads to a stop because Hannah Hidalgo has that intensity. Now, I don't know much about Hannah Hidalgo because I'm not a women's college basketball fan, so I need you guys to fill me in on who she is, more things that I might have missed in this video, things about her game, things to look out for when watching Notre Dame, because I'm about to get into breaking down more of women's college basketball, and I would like people to maybe explain how it works, the standings, because I looked up the women's college basketball standings, and I just saw like 50 different columns, and I just was so confused. I saw like Big Ten. I don't even know what I was looking at, to be honest, so I would like somebody to explain that to me because I'm really confused. But I guess it won't really affect the fact that certain players are cold and others aren't, so we can just look at it from that perspective. Hannah Hidalgo was cold. She deserves more publicity, so we've all got to do our job to help these players who deserve it get more attention. The game needs to grow. Caitlin Clark has made a splurge in the WNBA waters. Now everybody, is kind of tuning in some levels. Like, some people are only going to watch the WNBA, but more fans are going to start watching women's college basketball because of Caitlyn. And when players show up, they have the opportunity now to make a lot more money, to get a lot bigger and grow exponentially more than they could, 2 years ago. So, you love what Caitlin Clark is doing, and you love to see players answering the call because, we've had women's college basketball players and just WNBA players in general crying about, publicity, and they wanted more fans, which is fine. But then when the fans come, you have to call or answer to the call. And Hannah Hidalgo is doing that because she's skillful. She's playing. Juju Watkins is doing the same thing. When you get the fame that you've been looking for, you've got to answer the call. And that's what these players are doing. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I certainly did. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I thought about making a video on Olivia Miles because she's cold herself. So that might be the next video, or maybe we'll start covering certain games. Let me know what games you guys want to see me cover or things you want to see me talk about. I don't know. We're just jumping into these waters that I know nothing about. But I need education on what the heck the standings are because I don't know anything. So y'all let me know, man. Peace out.